Okay, after seeing this latest attempt to troll the fans by Mr. Slotto, the biggest curse to befall Spider-Man and Marvel fans since Joe frickin' Quesada, the man born without a brain stem, the man born without a heart, the man born with no ability to understand basic human interactions, the man who I hazard to guess is not even human, but is in fact some sort of alien trying to pass himself off as human, but failing miserably at every turn, and not even being smart enough to heed the advice of humans trying to advise him on how to appear more human. Well, after this, which has MJ acting out of character because she would never leave it at that, and it being just another blatant attempt to troll the fans to try and boost dwindling sales numbers in the face of a historic issue number, I needed something to cleanse the palate. Something with some tender moments between Peter and MJ. And while that would be the next issue of Renew Your Vows, I'm also somewhat ashamed of my first review. Yes, before I discovered how to get a hold of cover scans and how to do them, my original review of this was so poorly done that I just can't watch it, and I can't use clips of it when I want to show part of the comic to someone and I just want to link to my video. I'm that ashamed of it. Yes, that is something you heard correctly. I have a sense of shame. I know, it is very shocking. I do multiple takes, and there are things that I leave out, and there are things that I don't put up. But, yeah, you wouldn't know that from listening to my show, but I'm learning as I go, and I sometimes have trouble. I sometimes have days where my pills don't work. I sometimes have all that, and my bit of a problem speaking publicly, which I'm hoping I'm getting better at, sometimes gets in the way. I don't want pity, and I don't want people to lower their standards for my videos. I just think I should be honest about where these mistakes come from. So, without further ado, I am re-reviewing Renew Your Vows Issue 1 and Spider-Girl Issue 1 without that awful pointing the camera at a comic format. It'll especially be an improvement on Spider-Girl, since I was having to do one of those tiny trades that were the size of an Archie Double digest. So anyway, here's the cover, and it has lots of, and it's okay. It has Spider-Man, Spinneret, and Spiderling on it, and it has lots of those detailed webs that, Todd McFarlane introduced. So, we start off the issue with this rundown. As you probably already know the backstory, but this has a rundown of it in case you didn't. When Peter Parker was bitten by a radioactive spider, he gained the proportional speed, strength, and agility of a spider. Learning that with great power there must also come great responsibility, he became the crime-fighting superhero Spider-Man. With his wife Mary Jane and their daughter Annie Mae, the Parker family has become a force to be reckoned with. The Amazing Spider-Man, Renew Your Vows. Recently, Spider-Man, MJ, and Annie defeated the villain Regent, who ruled the world with the stolen superpowers of Earth's superheroes. Although resistant to the idea of his wife and daughter following in his crime-fighting footsteps, Peter realizes it's 2 against 1 in that argument. Brawl in the Family, Part 1. Also, The Earnest Adventures of Spider-Dad. And starring Peter Parker and Annie Mae Parker. Also, Mary Jane Watson Parker and Annie Mae Parker in Make It Work. So we start off with Spider-Man's suit fighting somebody. It's a little hard to tell here, but I instantly called it being the Scorpion. And he's thinking to himself, milk, laundry detergent, bananas, ice packs. I'm missing something. What? Juice boxes. Right. I need to make a list. Why didn't I make a list? I should just make a list. Peter, come home. Now. Mary Jane? What? Gotcha! Ha! Hop while you can, little bug. Next hit, I'll land ya. You're going down for good. Peter, is this a bad time? No. Actually, yeah, I'm kind of fighting the Scorpion, but really, no. What's up? You're sure? Absolutely positive. We have a code green. I repeat, code green. Crap! And Spider-Man makes short work of Scorpion. On my way! And we see that as he swings away, he's being watched by Normie Osborn. And he's mad at somebody, and he's looking at a picture of his father and grandfather. Then we see that. Then we're informed that he, of course, has the sole excavation rights and access to all tech at the old Regent site, from which the Regent ruled the world. When he did many things, including killed the Avengers and stole their powers, back in the Renew Your Vows miniseries, which is not necessary to read. There are a few good moments in it. Slott isn't 100% without talent, but he's out. But he seems to have, but he doesn't understand Spider-Man and likes him being angry and rich. So, yeah. He doesn't understand Spider-Man. There are good moments in it, but I think you can just jump into this. Just know that there was a supervillain who stole superpowers. And when Spider-Man and his family were key to defeating him, they got his suit that he was draining superpowers from people in, but there was a way to adjust it so he didn't take all of the hero's powers, and it didn't kill them to use it, and that's what Peter did. We see that the ground is rumbling under them. So now we find out why Peter was so quick to dispose of Scorpion. Milk, laundry detergent, bananas, ice packs, and juice boxes. Oh, sure, now I remember. He forgot the list because, of course, he's Peter. Something has to go wrong. Code green, MJ? Mm-hmm. How long? We finished her project for Miss Amaya's history class. She took a bath, had a snack, read a book to Speedy. She's been in bed now, about an hour. Are you sure she's asleep? If she isn't, I'll strangle her myself. Come here, tiger. And there you have it. A great example of what they threw away with one more day. For no reason, because they haven't replaced it with anything, and they just keep teasing that maybe this will come back. But of course, they're never going to bring it back. But then they hear the sound, what sounds like, so they hear Annie scream, and then they hear a sound coming from her room. Annie! And then they hear, sorry! And as you can see, that's a bunch of webbing. Apparently an entire web cartridge has gone off in her room, and even her poor turtle Speedy is upside down, having a pretty good panic attack. You know what would be really cool? Is if they exposed him to radiation and he became Gamera. That's one thing that could make this book cooler. Is if Annie's pet turtle became Gamera. Gamera is really neat. Gamera is filled with meat. We believe in Gamera. I'll get this. Annie Mae Parker, what have we told you about playing with your dad's gadgets unsupervised? I wasn't playing. I was trying to make it work better. Don't be mad. Hey, sweetie, you're a smart kid. We know that. Smart kids get impatient. I was just like you when I was your age. We both were. But burst you're bursting inside with things you want to do right now. Waiting and taking your time just seems crazy impossible. But there's a reason we have rules. And we want you to be ready for what the world throws at you. So you're not mad? Well, we wouldn't go that far. So the next day, Peter is thinking about the list again, and he's thinking about how he needs pancake mix. I hate pancake mix. Pancakes are very easy to make. I don't find them any easier to make with the mix than just making them from scratch. And we find out that the cabbage gives gas to Annie Mae's turtle, Speedy. But of course, since she brought it up while Peter was thinking about the list, I'm pretty sure that turtle is getting cabbage instead of carrots. They then turn down her asking for expensive shoes that light up. That used to be an expensive thing when I was a kid, but now are they really that expensive? I would have thought the tech would have gone down so that's not expensive anymore, and you can just get them on any cheap shoe. But I don't know. But another thing you need to know is that Annie was raised at a time when the Regent ruled the Earth. He banned superpowered individuals. They were hunted down, and people were told to be on the lookout for them. And they basically pulled Captain America Civil War. Blaming everything that had ever gone wrong on the universe on the heroes, even though the heroes were the ones that, and the public saw them as enemies. Basically, it was J. Jonah Jameson's dream world. So Peter and MJ are still living in that mindset because they have for the past 6 years that Annie Mae needs to completely hide her powers because any use of superpowers could be detected by scanners used by the Regent. So they were very strict with that, and they're sort of in an adjustment period right now, which is understandable. So when Annie Mae used her powers to catch a pancake, they scold her and tell her not to use her powers without their permission, and then they explained, and then Peter gives her an earpiece that sends a coded signal, and they're all off for the day. We then cut to the Daily Bugle. Boring, boring, boring. Tell you the truth, Parker, if anyone else walked in with garbage like this, I'd throw them out. But you, kid, I always say you've got promise. Isn't that what I always say, Robbie? Yeah, yes, Jonah, that's what you always say. Right, so even though they're garbage, just 'cause I like you, I'll buy the batch for, let's say, $2. Wow, Jonah, I'm speechless. I'm not. For once, just tell the man, good job, Jonah, and pay him what the pictures are worth. Where's the fun in that? Okay. Okay, SJW Marvel has gone too far. It has infiltrated this book to the point where, good night. J. Jonah Jameson chews on candy canes instead of smoking a cigar. That dog won't hunt, senor. Got the boy a check and chuck the boy a check. $1,000. First and second publication rights. Yada yada. Now, go on. Get out of here. Thanks, Gloria. He's been impossible since he quit smoking. I don't know why you put up with it. The pictures you take, you could sell them anywhere. What, and leave all this? Jonah's more bark than bite. He gave me a chance when nobody would. I owe him. Me too. Know how many other employers make it practical for a single mom to have a career? That many. How's Jeremiah doing? Annie says she's seen him at school. Oh, first grade, ups and downs. I wanted to ask you, Parker, get over to the Regent Reclamation site. I want pictures of Spider-Man shows up. What Why would... Look! The lab, what's left of it, what's left of Regent's Tech, it's collapsing in a sinkhole. I need you there. Now! Parker! Parker! One question Jonah never asks me, probably because he's too busy trying to knock my price down, is how I get these dramatic Spidey pics he keeps buying. I used to web my camera on walls and set it to autofocus on a repeated timer. Yeah, no. After about 1,000 well-focused butt shots, I knew I needed a better way. Enter Busby. Hiya, Busby. Busby is a camera drone I worked up from a kit. I've got him programmed to circle my position at a constant 10 meters using my own movement recognition software to keep me center frame at varying magnifications. Result, no more butt shots. MJ thinks I'm wasting my mad tech skills as a news photographer. She's probably right, but where's the fun in working in a lab? Yeah, I like this. It shows that Peter's a scientist. Something that doesn't... that either gets emphasized the Tony Stark levels and just makes him Tony Stark Jr., which I hate, or doesn't get emphasized at all. So this is the middle ground where Peter belongs, the everyman level. And here we have this. If there's one thing Peter Parker is all about, it's having fun. And you can see dinosaurs and minions. Whoa, 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 whoa. Easy there, big guy. I'm as much a kaiju fan as the next geek, but there's a limit, okay? No smash and trash in my town, Godzuki. Oh, now it's gotten personal. You called him Godzuki. Well, at least you didn't compare him to the American Godzilla. Ah, not so tough now, huh? My web has the tensile strength of carbon titanium alloy nanotube. One strand can hold a truck. Snap. Obviously not a truck. Oh no. This is ridiculous. I've beaten vultures and sandmen and shockers and scorpions. I can't get sacked by a pile of albino stickmen. I'm getting sacked by a pile of albino stickmen. Hold on. Spider sense. Tingling. I'm being tapped. She's here. Flap. Hi, honey. You do know the Comedy Link earpiece you made works two ways, right? I know. So you don't have to face situations like this alone. All the suit adaptations from Regent Tech let you tap into my spider powers. I built it to protect you, not help you protect me. Dummy, this isn't about you or me. It's about us. You're not a solo act anymore, Tiger. You haven't been since we've been married. I know, but look, I get it. You're a guy. You think it's your role to keep me safe. Maybe that was true once, but not anymore. Not since Regent, and certainly not since Annie. Sometimes I forget you're smarter about this stuff than I am. You kidding? I'm figuring it out as we go, same as you. Speaking of figuring that stuff out as we go, how do we beat that thing? And I love this conversation. This is why Peter and MJ work. Besides her being the reason that Peter has kept going repeatedly, so after the marriage, when he wanted to give up, and her encouraging him, despite the fact that she was scared to death for him, which again means that One More Day's storyline makes no sense, because if the marriage never happened, then the whole world should have been dramatically changed, because Peter should have given up at some point, or he should have gone on for other reasons, or there should be tons of stuff that's different in the world. Back when One More Day first happened, this was before Jeff Johns wrote Flashpoint. I thought it was going to go the Flashpoint route, and I was disappointed when it didn't. I figured that we were going to get a dystopian world where Peter Parker had given up. He was going to see what what life without he and MJ were going to see what life without their marriage did, not only to them but to the world, in a, you know, in a fashion like you saw in It's a Wonderful Life, or any good story of that type, you know, where it realizes the consequences that one decision had knock-ons. And then we would go forward and we would see, and they would, and I figured Doctor Strange would probably come in, and, you know, because he would sense Mephisto's magic at work and see that something was wrong, and they would, and he would finally take responsibility for his action. We would move forward into a world where he had to protect his family, even though everybody knew he was Spider-Man, and he would have to live with that change going forward. That's not what we got. But anyway, enough about One More Day. Let's move on with this comic. Guys? Oh no, it's Mole Man, and he's got Annie. I messed up. Don't be mad. Okay? MJ was right. What we have together, it isn't about MJ or Peter, not anymore, but it isn't about Mr. and Mrs. Parker as a couple either. It's about our family. It's about our daughter. It's about Annie. To be continued. And then we have 2 short stories. The Earnest Adventures of Spider-Man by Anthony Holden. Regular Dad. Thanks for agreeing to take Annie all day today. I owe you one, honey. No problem. We'll just be eating ice cream and watching Tangled over and over again. I'm letting that joke slide because I love you. Don't let your dad eat ice cream for breakfast. I won't. She's gone. Donut? Technically not ice cream. I love this movie. Just don't sing the girl parts. I won't make any promises I can't Mr. Jameson. Where the heck are you, Parker? I need those spider pics 2 hours. I needed those spider pics 2 hours ago. Today's my day off. I'm at home right now. Well, just send them over the web or whatever it is you kids do in this modern age. Gosh, I don't really know how to use the web, sir. Maybe I can just swing by real quick? Ha ha. He seriously doesn't know, Daddy? Not a clue. Isn't that great? Daddy, look, isn't that the sand guy? Sandman. Can we play with him? Maybe just real quick. And this makes no sense. Last time we saw Sandman, he was a hero who gave his life to get what was left of the Avengers into the Regent's Tower and save the world and Spider-Man and his family. So, but now he's back to being a crook, and what's more, Peter leaves Annie with him. Hey, William, can you watch this little girl for a sec? I'm running an errand right now. Thanks. Sure. Do a castle. Here are those pictures you wanted, Mr. Jameson. What took you so long? I just got here in like 3 minutes from Queens. Am I supposed to be impressed by that? Like this? No, make it more like a braid. Hey there, I hope she wasn't too much trouble. Come on, punk, it's time to go. He made a castle. I see that. Got pretty lazy with the hair, though. Thanks again. Nice hairdo, mister. Shut up, kid. I have to say, that's pretty cold. Webbing him up. Especially since he seems to be pretty nice in this comic. And the last time we saw him, he was a hero. Are we sure he was a bad guy? Then again, I have no idea why he's still alive. Hey everybody, Mommy's home. Right where I left you, huh? Did you even get off the couch today? Only to go to the bathroom. That's not true, Mommy. We played a lot today. We just sat down to watch Tangled. It's one of my favorite movies. Mind if I sit here? Daddy, promise not to sing the girl parts this time. We had a pretty good day, kiddo. End. Okay, the next one I couldn't find any screen grabs for, and when I tried to use my scanner to copy my comic from it, my scanner seems to have this thing where it sort of like sees the pages on the other side, the light from it, so it sort of like comes up with this double exposed thing. So I'm going to be cutting to my earlier review of it, and then we'll move on to my final thoughts on this issue. Then we cut to 1 month before this comic takes place, where MJ is trying to decide on a design for her suit at her designer clothing store that she's opened up. It seems that she used her business ties in the modeling profession to open up a clothing design store. And she and Annie are also going over ideas for her costume. They then get attacked by the Rhino, who being the dunce that he is, gets easily defeated by them. He's of course too embarrassed to admit that he got beaten up by what he thinks is an adorable woman and her normal 8-year-old daughter. So you say you went up against all the Avengers? Yeah. Big guys, huge weapons. Sure thing, pal. They end eating ice cream, and MJ's shop is temporarily closed, keeping in with the typical Parker luck. As you can probably tell, I think this is pretty great. And the two little stories that come at the end are just icing on the cake. It's a great little introduction to the family dynamic. It has good action at the book ending it, and it's decompressed, which is a problem, which is a blessing and a curse in modern comics, but here it seems to be done to the perfect degree. And it sets up the world perfectly. You don't really need to have read the miniseries to get it. So I give it an 8 out of 10. It's a really good comic, and it sets up the 5-issue arc that will begin this series and make it the best Spider-Man series, and I think the best book being published by Marvel at the moment, very well. So it's very enjoyable and well worth checking out. I hope you enjoyed this re-review of it. Thank you for listening, and see you next time.